Well, the outrage over Civil War monuments making its way to the U.S. Capitol. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, she is chiming in. She said, quote, "The Confederate statues in the halls of Congress have always been reprehensible. If Republicans are serious about rejecting white supremacy, I call upon Speaker Ryan to join Democrats to remove the Confederate statues from the Capitol immediately." Are Democrats serious, or are they just playing politics here? And is this really a winning strategy? Here to debate this is Wendy Osefo. She's a Democratic strategist and professor at Johns Hopkins University, as well as Katrina Pearson. She's a spokesperson for America First Policies and former spokesperson for the president's campaign. Good morning, ladies, to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Katrina, I'll start with you. Do you think that Speaker Ryan should join in with Nancy Pelosi and take down those Confederate monuments that are in the halls of Congress?
Absolutely not, Ainsley. Look, how long has Nancy Pelosi been in Washington, D.C.? Those monuments have been there for a very long time, and suddenly Nancy Pelosi wants to actually help these anarchists and these violent protesters tear down pieces of America, American culture and American history. The only place that's being done right now is by ISIS, and I really don't think that you should have leaders actually encouraging people to do these types of things, because Americans actually love their history, their culture, good and bad, because it helps them learn and it helps keep people educated about why America is so great to begin with.
All right, Wendy, according to a recent poll, most Americans agree with Katrina. The NPR PBS NewsHour Marist poll, they said 62% said that they want to keep the monuments the way they are. 27% said to remove them. What are your thoughts?
We have to be mindful that polls are not necessarily predictive, but rather reflective of a current trend. But what's being lost in this entire conversation is the history from which Confederate monuments sprung from. Confederate monuments came after the South lost the war. 650,000 people died, and the Southerners were considered treasonous. On top of that, this sprung up after December 1865, when the Ku Klux Klan actually was trying to revolt against black political power that came about during the restructuring era. So this is not a symbol of patriotism. This is a symbol of hatred and division. And while it is a piece of American history, it's not necessarily the good part of American history. It's actually nefarious. So it doesn't deserve a place on state grounds. It deserves a place in museums, and that's where they need to be.
It absolutely deserves a place, because bad history is still good history for this country.
Slavery is good history?
Where we are today. Where we are today. Absolutely.
Slavery is good history? Absolutely.
During those times, think about this for a second. Where would we be today if not for that Civil War?
Where would we be without slavery? Are you serious?
Do you hear
what you're saying?
Even know how special and how wonderful this country is?
How special slavery is?
Do
you know how many people died?
Absolutely.
Do you know how many people died?
Ladies, listen to me, please. It's clearly a heated topic, Katrina. Katrina, it's clearly a heated issue.
Ainsley, this is
no one is racist. No one believes in racism or bigotry. But let me talk, please. Let me talk, ladies.
Absolutely not.
Katrina,
this country
let me
was
talk.
founded
Ladies,
on slave
please.
owners who actually put in a place to change the laws and to make
You're
this
completely
country.
out of line.
Okay,
and the fact you just came on national TV and said slavery was okay, that's very,
no one said slavery was
that's
okay.
what you just said.
No,
that's what you just said.
Ladies, I'm letting you have a chance to talk. Could I please ask a question? Ladies, is this a winning issue? Katrina, listen to me, please. Is this a winning issue? The president, he got more African-American votes than Mitt Romney did. Is this a winning issue? He won because of jobs, jobs, jobs.
Exactly.
No one wants to be racist. No one wants to be
wants
bigotry. Is there a compromise here? Should state leaders take over? Should governors decide? Nikki Haley decided to take down the Confederate flag in South Carolina.
And that was the right decision. And
so
that was the right decision.
Exactly where this discussion belongs. So to answer your question, Ainsley, this is a losing argument at the national level, because this is something that should be decided in municipalities who make those kinds of decisions. You cannot have people causing violence and chaos to make these types of changes, because that turns Americans off. Americans want jobs. They want to make sure that they can send their kids to college. They want to make sure they can put food on the table. They're not really concerned about a statue where they don't even know it exists.
We are concerned, Ainsley, and to answer your question, these are symbols of hatred, and they cause division in our country. And quite frankly, we should allow the states to decide, but for anyone to come on national TV and have the flawed rhetoric that that these are symbols of America, and what is good in America is absolutely statistically dubious. And that language right there is what causes inflammatory behavior and inflammatory actions on U.S. soil.
Right.
So we have to be mindful and responsible.
Some people just respect
Katrina.
our culture, and some people don't believe in violence to change things.
Thank you, ladies, for being on
Slavery
with
is
us.
violence.